Good morning, Zimbabwe, and welcome to this short video for Quickbooks accounting for schools. Okay, so basically for schools, there are the following key PISA issues. Okay, there's the batch school fees invoicing and printing. Okay, so you'll be able to find that Quickbooks allows you to do a batch invoice for the school fees, and then you'll be able to print the invoices thereafter. Then secondly, it allows you to do your management of consumables like stationery such as bond paper, pens, ink, etc. Okay, and then thirdly, there's the receipting and billing modules. The receipting, that's where you'll be doing your cash receipts for payments received from the students for school fees paid, and then the billing side, that's where you'll be doing your expenses. And it also allows for bank reconciliation. Okay. Fourthly, there is the fixed asset management module, which will allow you to manage your fixed assets, tracking purchases, depreciation, net book value, and fixed asset sales and reports. There's also student data age analysis. Okay, and then lastly, your reports, the final reports, your income and expenditure, balance sheet, departmental accounts, budgets, etc. Okay, so just for a brief introduction, my name is Kredichema Visa. I'm currently trading as Mr. Quickbooks. I'm an accounting student who graduated from the University of Zimbabwe in accounting. I'm a Quickbooks Desktop Pro Advisor, and I'm an accounting information systems expert. Okay. Okay, so for Quickbooks for schools, we found that the most suitable version is the Quickbooks USA Enterprise Edition, which comes with the batch invoicing options. The other Premier and the Pro versions do not work, do not have this batch invoicing and other advanced features which are quite crucial when you are dealing with accounting for schools. Okay. So what I've done, I've created a demo command file. The name of the school is Kontoso Harare Government Primary School. Okay. So you find that for government schools they have a nice chart of accounts, or rather ledger accounts. Got your 01 tuition fees, which is the main account, and then your sub account, donations, STA levy or STC levy, then the tuition, CVs, CD block, special levy, educational tours, etc. Also on the expense account, expense side, all these nicely populated ledger accounts. Okay. So for this demo command file, I have also done the same. I've also managed to create these accounts. Okay. They also added the bank accounts. So typically you have two bank accounts in Quickbooks, your cash in hand and the real bank, in this case FPC bank account with the account number ending 1008. Okay, so to kickstart our demo, the first thing we need to be doing is to add the customers, which is the students, in our database. So far I don't have any customer here. Okay, but I do have them in an Excel spreadsheet like this one: name, surname, student number, etc. Okay, for these two columns I actually made an addition, or rather a combination of the name, the surname, and the student ID with spaces in between. Okay, then also added the class, and then class, the gender, the parents' phone number, right? And the last column should be for the payment terms, which is due and receipt, which means to say if we invoice on the 1st of January, that invoice is due on the 1st of January. when you open schools, we expect the full payment of the school fees on the date of opening. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to import these all at once into my QuickBooks. Okay, and the other thing that I've done in QuickBooks for the grades, these are customer types. Okay, as you can see, I just added these typical ones. Grade 1A 2001. Also take note that I also add the year, right? So that suppose for these ones in grade 1A 2021, when they go in grade 2A 2022, when we reach 2020, I'll just simply rename this. Okay, it also useful for the grade 7, right? Suppose there are some grade 7s outgoing who still have some balances, you also need to be able to track. Okay, so to import, I go on my customer center, I right click and I say add or edit multiple customer. Okay, it will take me to this window where I can customize the columns for what I want to import. So the fields that I want, which are important, is the name, build to 1, 2, 3, the customer type, the gender, main phone, and the terms. Okay, so I'm going to import my customer list. So I'll be starting from this up to the end. So I can highlight across, go down, then I go back to the start, first cell, copy, then on the first row in QuickBooks import, I click on paste. Voila, it has pasted everything nice and smooth, no errors. If you find some errors, you must see where the error will be coming from and address it. Typically it could be, maybe say here in Excel I was having grade 1A 2021 without a space. It will give such an error. So you need to make sure that your fields match the destination fields in QuickBooks. In our case, everything is correct. We hit save changes, and it will prompt me that 5 customer records have been saved. Okay, so save changes, close. So as you can see now we have my customers, my students rather. Okay, so the balance is 0, there are no transactions, so it's time to add the transactions now. Okay, so for the tuition and the SDA levy, what I will need to do, I go on to lists, item list, and I've added these two. So the tuition, on the invoice I wanted to say tuition, maybe tuition fees, right? And then the rate is 10 bond, and then the account is whereby we say when you invoice this, which income account is being associated. So that will be the tuition. Then I hit OK. Is for the STC levy, same thing. In our case is 500 bond. The account therefore is STC levy. I hit OK. And I also need to create this previous year closing balance to say if I'm going to be inputting for the previous year, that is 2020. Since these are opening balances, they will be affecting what? The accumulated funds. Okay, right, so we can go back on our home screen and we can see what happened. So these are the transactions for term 1 2021. So we invoiced school fees 510 on the 10th of January. This is where we opened. Okay, so I go into my QuickBooks, top menu, customers, create batch invoice. Okay, in our case I want to do the batch invoicing as per class. Okay, I want to do the grade 1A's first, then the grade 1B's, then so that I can, if I do the grade 1A's, the invoice, I can print them and put them somewhere, then I can just go to grade 1A class and hand out the invoices. Sort of like chronological order. Should be easy to make sure that everyone gets a copy of the invoice. Okay, so I come back here. So I want to look for grade 1A. So I'm going to search. So it has filtered out grade 1A's only. Okay, so I'm going to hit select all, and then I hit add. So these are the grade 1A's that I'm going to be invoicing. Okay, so as I click on next, I'll be prompted to put the date of the invoice. In our case, it was 10 January. Okay, and what are we invoicing? Put your tuition fees, and I can say term 1. In fact, I can say grade term 1. Okay, and then the next one is SDC levy. And also copy the description, which is 500 bond. So my total invoice is 10 plus 500, which will give us 510. Okay, hit on next. Here I make sure that everything is correct. Okay, the customers, the terms of the invoice, the send method I want to print them, the total amount, then I hit OK. When I'm satisfied that everything is correct, I can click create invoices, and then it will prompt me that 3 invoices have been marked for printing, so I can go ahead and print. And so I can print to my default printer, and in fact I can actually do a preview just to make sure that everything is up and running. So this is my template, student name, invoice number, what am I invoicing, tuition fees, grade 1, term 1. Actually forgot to say 2021, but it's okay. You can always edit. Okay, banking details, subtotal, total. Okay, so in this case I'm not going to print anyway, it's just demo. Okay, so if I go on my customer center again, I will be able to see that these students, these are the grade 1A's, as you can see, they now have a balance of 510, coming from what? From the term 1 school fees that we invoiced. As you can see, everything is populated nicely. Okay, nice. Now we now need to do the receipts for the invoices for the school fees that the students paid. Okay, so in our example, on the 10th of January, received 410 from Tariro. Payment method was a swipe. So I can come back to my received payments, select the customer name, that's Tariro. Okay, the date. Oh, and by the way, did you notice that I cannot select the bank account? Probably because this option there, payments under company preference tab, the last option which says use undeposited funds, I actually need to untick this, then hit OK. And when I do it again, it will actually now give me the option to select the bank account that I want. Okay, so in this case it was a swipe, so it goes to the bank. Customer name Tariro, amount 410. Okay, the reference is the receipt number. The receipt number was 0001. Okay, 0001. Payment method swipe. And again hit 7 new to do another one. It's from Tendai now. Okay, amount. Okay, they paid in full. 510. Payment methods. Okay, bank transfer. RTGS bank transfer. Receipt number 2. Okay, 7 new. I think the last one. Right, it's the one from the last. It's from Abel. 310 on 15. So it's Abel 15th. 10. Receipt number 3. They paid through cash. So in this case, deposit to cash. And then 7 new. And then the last one. She paid the outstanding balance of 100. And this was on the 14th of February. 14 Feb on Valentine. 0004. And you also notice that as I click the customer, here it will prompt, it will show the outstanding invoices. So it will auto apply the payment that I make here, that I receive here, to the invoices in chronological order. Okay, and this one was paid in cash. It's cash in hand. Okay, so I can say 7 close. Since I'm done, if I do my customer center, okay, so I can see that Able to base the one remaining with $200 balance. Okay. Right. Invoice for 510, they paid 310, so balance 200. Tariro, the invoice the 10th, payment on the 10th, and then the last payment made on 14, no balance left. Okay, this one paid in full on the date of opening. Nice. Okay, and then there's another expense, 2820. Okay, just to finish, we issued out 10 boxes to staff. Okay, so what we'll do, because we bought an inventory for the first time, to be a current asset. Okay, if I do a balance sheet, I'll see that my inventory asset is 500. Okay, so when we consume them now, or when we issue out to staff, we need to expense them out. So if I do an inventory journal, which is vendors inventory activities, adjust quantity. Okay, so the expense account to be the stationery account now. Okay, and the item, it was the bond paper, so we issued out 10. So in my quantity difference, I would say minus 10, and then the memo, which is the short description, to say 10 boxes issued out to admin staff. 87 close. If I now see my inventory asset, it's now reduced by 100, which is 10 by 10 boxes, which is now remaining 400. Okay. And then the other type, maybe the other expense, telephone bill. Let's suppose this was prepaid telephone top up 200 bond. Okay, so for cash expenses there's no need for us to go through this. We just go to the right checks, which is a cash payment. Select our bank, remove the supplier, and then the expense, telephone, $200. Prepaid voice, top up February. Okay, so we can also attach the proof of the receipt from tier 1. Quickbooks allows us to attach any source document associated with any transaction, so we can scan or browse from an email, drag documents from your Outlook, desktop, etc. Okay, so these are one of the other advanced features that will help Quickbooks, that will help you to electronically file your source documents within the Quickbooks itself. Okay, so I'm going to just hit 7 close. Okay, and then I think the last one is fixed assets. Okay, so we bought our Toyota ABC 1234 for 100,000 at the first of the year. We're going to provide depreciation at 20% per annum on the 20th of December. Okay, so we need to buy the asset first, but before we can buy the asset, let's see how the chart of accounts is lined up. Okay, so I have my fixed asset main account for vehicles, and I created the fixed asset name Toyota ABC 1234 at NBV, Toyota ABC 1234 at cost, and lastly Toyota ABC 1234 accumulated depreciation and payment. So the NBV will be equal to the whatever is in cost less the accumulated depreciation. Okay, so let's buy the asset. Let's assume we used cash, so I'm going to do a right check. 1st of January, pay to Toyota, so it cost amount 100,000, memo purchase vehicle. Okay, and like I said, you can attach those documents, the agreement of sale, you can attach it here, and hit 7 close. Okay, so if you have to do a balance sheet, we can see that the fixed asset so far, the NBV is just equal to the cost. There's no depreciation yet accounted for. It's at 1 January 2021. So let's go ahead and do the depreciation expense. Since depreciation is a non-cash expense, we need to do a journal entry. So we go to company, make general journal entry. This is to be done on the 20th of each year. Okay, so our depreciation journal entries, we debit depreciation expense. Okay, So our asset is 100,000 depreciated at 20% per annum, which is divided by 5 years. Okay, yeah, 100,000 divided by 5 years gives us 20,000. So 20,000 is the depreciation charge per year, and what are we crediting now? That's the accumulated depreciation. In our memo we can write DEP for Toyota APC 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, we can actually say annual DEP for Toyota. Okay, paste there, and then I can memorize this transaction. The name will be DEP Toyota ABC 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, ABC 1, 2, 3, 4. And I wanted to remind how often it's per year, and the next date of reminding is the 20th of December 2022. Hit OK. It has saved. So if we do our balance sheet again, we now see, okay, is it, okay, let's say is it December 2021. Okay, so the cost less depreciation, and hence our NBV 80,000. Okay, so we can continue. Okay, maybe to also add, we can also add our budgets. So it's company planning and budgeting, set up budgets. So to set up budget for the year 2021, profit and loss. Okay, create a budget from scratch. So suppose let's just focus on maybe telephone. Just give, okay, so let's say maybe 150. Okay, maybe let's say, yeah, 150. You can copy across. Okay, but maybe we'll say 150. Maybe we'll say to increase maybe by 20. Here maybe 170, maybe times 1.05, 178 times 1.1. Yeah, so these are just estimations based on inflation, etc. Okay. Okay, maybe just copy, paste. Okay, so yeah, something like this. So you can add your criteria, yeah, just to estimate your budgets for the year for a specific expense. In my case, telephone. Okay, so I'm just going to hit on save and then okay. So if I'm to do a profit and loss, or rather income and expenditure budget versus actual. Okay, budget versus actual. This is the year 2021. Count by month. Finish. So let's just focus on the telephone. So telephone, we budgeted 150, but we actually spent 200. So there was a overspent by 50. The percentage of the budget is 133%. Okay. Yeah. So this is the other advantage of QuickBooks, to allow you to have your budgets versus actual. And also maybe when rename here, just rename that to income and expenditure. Okay, income and expenditure, actual versus budgeted. So as you can see, I can actually export this to Excel, create a new worksheet, then put it to Excel to create my final accounts for external reporting or for the presentation purposes. Okay. Yeah, so it's populating. Coming up nicely. So let me just click escape. Let's just close Excel. Okay. So yeah, so that's basically what QuickBooks will be doing. Okay. And we also, the crucial, the bank reconciliation. So let me just check how much we have in our bank. 99,780. Okay, so bank reconciliation, you go under banking, then reconcile. Okay. So you select the bank account that you want to reconcile. Reconciling as at 20th February. And we have 99,780. So typically these days your bank reconciliation will automatically balance if you put everything correctly in QuickBooks. Why? Because we record whatever is on the bank statement in QuickBooks. We only record it when it reflects in the bank statement. Suppose someone comes with proof of payment, we'll actually wait for the bank to reflect that amount, then we record it. So there are no unprecedented checks, etc. This will be just to check that you put everything in QuickBooks. Okay, so I hit continue. So I've got my bank statement here. So I will check what will end in form 2, that you tick on the bank statement and you tick on the system again. So I will do for the whole transactions 500. My bank says 500, fine. Receipt 410. Is there 410 on the bank statement? Yes. 510, yes. So when you do everything correctly, you see a difference of 0, which means to say you've successfully reconciled. And I hit on reconcile now. And I can see the reconciliation report. You can expand it. And I can see the reconciled transactions. Like I said again, any report can be exported to Excel. You can export to Excel for your presentation. Okay. So that's basically what QuickBooks does for schools. Okay. I think that's all. A high-level summary of QuickBooks accounting for schools in Zimbabwe. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you are interested, okay, so our prices, these are our prices for the QuickBooks for schools. We required at least 500 USD or equivalent at a good rate. Yes, it will cover license, installation, implementation, training, and 1 year basic support. And the license is to be up to 5 users, so it's like 100 per user. Okay, and we require that the server computer for the Quickbooks be at least an i5, a 2.4 GHz set, 8 gig RAM, and 500 gig space. And our license guarantee is for the next 15 years. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you would like to contact us, please feel free. Contact the numbers on your screen. Like I said, my name is Mr. Maviza, and my phone number is 077 55 18035. On my net one, 0713 219 791. This is the link for WhatsApp and my email. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Hope to work with you soon. Thank you.